Good morning, viewers. Thank you very much. Welcome to Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting from the Political Command Center in Mombasa, Nairobi, Harare, Washington, New York, London. Kalonzo is in London. Good morning. And good morning, viewers across the continent of Africa. That's the type of leadership we have. This is Good Morning Africa Show, which talks about all African issues, and later on we have the Diaspora Dispatches that gives more details on the issues of Africa. Good Morning Show is brought to you by none other than Miriam Ogutu, the host. I am the co-host from the studios in Mombasa. Good morning. Back to you, Miriam, in the studios in Nairobi. Thank you very much. And across the divide where we are, we have also Gladwell Kiragu, who has joined us with us right now as we started. Miriam, back to you. Take it away from me. I am happy that today is 23rd, where so many things are going to happen. 7 days to go or 11 days to go, when Kenya really needs a direction. And the things that I've been talking about, Miriam, seem to be coming back to haunt. That's why I've joined this show this morning to say what I said and remind people what I say. They say history, whether bad or good, once not referred to, does not become history. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, and a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening to our viewers, depending on where they're tuned in and watching us from. My name is Miriam Ogutu, and as Doctor has told you, the show is Good Morning Africa. So I'll just do us a favor and take us quickly through the main leading newspapers in the country, and then Doctor will bring us some from across the continent and beyond. We start with the Star newspaper. The main headline: Raila changes plan to counter DP Ruto. ODM leader and Karua are spearheading parallel, well-coordinated Azimio campaigns. The stories on page 4 and 5. Kalonzo off to London, stalling talks to woo him back to Azimio fold. That is on page 2. Deputy President moves to consolidate Rift Turf eyes Nyanza. That is on page 6. And a death toll from Naivasha bus accident hits 9. We also have that, and of course the main pictorial is the campaign rallies that Azimio la Umoja presidential nominee Raila Odinga had yesterday in Narok County, and also Deputy President William Ruto had in Langas, was in Kishu County. The Standard newspaper, the main headline: keep off elections, Ruto wants CSA's Kenya Kwanza team moves to consolidate Rift Valley stronghold with firm warning to Cabinet Secretaries Fred Matiang'i and Joe Musheru not to interfere with election preparations, as Azimio leader Raila Odinga revives ghost of Mau Forest debate. The stories on page 6 and 7. Kalonzo's options inside and outside Azimio slim, pain of child returning from UK in ash box. And then, can Karua play gender card in favor of Azimio? That is on page 12. And supply hitches raise food prices. That is on page 26. And then we move on to the Daily Nation. And the main headline: Kalonzo in crunch talks. Wiper leader meets with aspirants today, as falling out with the Raila camp threatens a walkout on his party. Surprise move by Kalonzo to quit Azimio has put at least 543 aspirants on the edge on whether or not to also ditch Azimio and rebrand their campaigns. And then many had printed campaign merchandise with Odinga's image, Azimio symbols, logos and colors, while others have erected billboards containing the same. The story is on page 7, and focus on Samburu County today as Sikhs seek the governor's seat in Samburu. The shadow of the returning Moses Lenol Kulal is casting a heavy shadow on the campaign trail. That is on page 19. And ministry to check CBC classrooms in private schools, and IEBC budget for election rerun. In 2017, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission was caught flat-footed by the Uhuru-Raila runoff election, but this year its 44 billion Kenya shillings elections expenditure estimates indicate that it is ready for a possible Raila-Ruto stalemate. The story is on page 4 and 5 on the Daily Nation. So that is what we have on the front pages of the leading newspapers from Kenya. Back to you, Doc.
Thank you very much, Miriam. I don't think I have the newspapers regionally, but let me see whether they have sent them to me. The offices in Nairobi seem not to have, but if you have them, you can read. But if I find them, I will come in media. I don't think I have the papers. They were not sent to me, of what I know. But thank you very much. One of the you got them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead, Miriam. Then I will pick up from there and see, because I seem not to have any newspaper with me. I seem not to have got a newspaper headlines.
Okay. All right. Very well. I wanted to see if I could just, yeah, I think you should be having them now. All right, just go ahead and bring us.
Go ahead. Go ahead and read.
Okay, so we start with the nation from Nigeria. Drama clashes upsets at PDP reps assembly primaries. APC insists on screening Jonathan Emefiele. And gunmen kill 4 kids, mom 2 and others. And the Citizen from Tanzania. More, my gratitude to Tanzanians. And Prombatia Group mulls court action. And then, of course, the main pictorial is polio immunization campaign gathers momentum. And the new vision from Uganda, Museveni explains state of economy, and over 180 jobs tenders are inside there. And then final preparations for Martyrs Day. That story is on page 48 of the new vision. And the Daily Monitor still from Uganda. Time to dump judges, 1.6 billion Ugandan shillings uniform. Okay, and Museveni's offers relief on the high cost of living and how alcohol affects your mental health. And the Daily Telegraph from the UK, the main headline, gene-edited crops to help ease Ukraine food crisis. And the Guardian from the UK, children's mental health in crisis as cases rocket to a record high. And the Daily News from Tanzania, prices won't be an issue in not from Tanzania, but rather from Zimbabwe. Prices won't be an issue in 2023. Charamba asserts, adds that new government measures are already paying off, and government needs to step up the Zimbabwean, I think, a currency. And the Herald, President leaves for Davos. That is from Zimbabwe. Russia-Ukraine conflict spawns global price hikes. We know the global what do you call it? Usually that takes place in Davos is starting today. And Newsday, ZANU PF youths pelted for hijacking music show. So that is what we have also from Zimbabwe. So back to you, Doc. The Economic World Forum. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've seen the papers and I have listened to what you have said. My quick mind and a quick sense has picked very important issues. Museveni explains to the world about the economy, the hardships, the prices, the rocketing prices of. You see, it looks like every African head of state is using Ukraine. Ukraine has become COVID. Now it is true that. And that it is not let's not actually underrate their statements. Ukraine, the war in Ukraine plays a very major role. People in Africa eat wheat. We use wheat for bread. And Miriam, one of the things that bring revolutions in Africa, you remember the uprising in Egypt was bread that was actually not enough. The uprising in Khartoum, the coup, was the food prices were high. Those days, Kaunda used to fight because of the maize meal, which is called meal in Zambia. It is true that wheat plays a vital role, and also fuel becomes very vital. But we have not affected the major fuel crisis. Countries that are at war in the Gulf states that produce the huge amount of oil. But one of the things that I find very disgusting is the number of people who actually decide to make things very difficult for us when we are trying to do things and when we are under this type of conditions. Look at the same problem that is on Uganda is the same problem that is on Kenya. The importers of fuel load the taxes. Uganda has 2 taxes on fuel, but people who are importing the fuel are Ruto and his friends, and Starbuck is importing fuel into Uganda. And that fuel, it has now just been discovered that they have loaded prices on the fuel that is also becoming very costly. Because previously people from Kenya used to cross over to Uganda to get the fuel and come back. So these are some of the things that are challenges that are cross borders. But yes, the issue of Ukraine seems to be talking everywhere in Africa. You have seen Zimbabwe. They are trying to do a price control, and that is it.
Okay. All right, very well. And of course, on the panel this morning, we are joined by Gladwell Kirago from Nairobi. Gladwell, a very good morning to you.
A very good morning to you, Miriam. Good morning to Dr. David Matsanga. Good morning to our viewers.
All right, thank you so much. And of course, Doc, before you get into our main topic of the day, of course, there is a news update, and you started by mentioning it. According to the Star newspaper, Kalonzo is out of the country. He's gone to London because he truly does not want to be reached, even as Azimio is trying to make last-minute attempts to see if they could woo him back to the coalition. And on the Daily Nation, Wiper leader meets with aspirants today. So I don't know if that will happen on Zoom or I don't know, as falling out with Raila camp threatens a walkout on his party. So now surprise move by Musyoka to quit Azimio has put at least 543 aspirants on the edge on whether or not to ditch Azimio and rebrand their campaigns. These 543 aspirants had already printed out their campaign materials, with the image of Raila Odinga as the presidential candidate for Azimio, and including the Azimio, logos and stuff. So what will happen to these people? Are these some of the things that perhaps Kalonzo should have considered before this sudden move that now does not just put him at jeopardy, but these other people, 543 aspirants who were there because of, as Wiper members, because of him. Should they leave? Should they stay? Or what should happen to these people now if Kalonzo does not even consider coming back to Azimio? Doc, you can start as the conversation.
First of all, it is a very sad state when you want to lead a country, then you confuse the same country, and then you become the same person, a carrier of confusion, misinformation, and stupidity. What Kalonzo is doing is stupidity. He's just looking for money. And the rest Kenyans, I don't know why Kenyans don't speak the truth. Kalonzo is in London, and London is not verified, it's not in the moon. We know whom he's meeting in London, and we know. Let him just make a decision, and that's it. And I'm now speaking with authority because I know what is going on. You can't defeat me in that London area, and we know it. Kalonzo, please just get confused and get out. If you want to come back, come back. If you don't, you are confusing so many people. There are many people who have printed the t-shirts. Is Kalonzo the only person? This election is not election for the matter of life and death. We shall not die because Kalonzo has joined side X. People in Kenya will not die. No, Miriam, time has come. No, Raila, nyenye mnafanya vitu watoto kabisa. You are doing things like a kids now. Kalonzo is gone. Let him go. Let the vote be counted. He's wasting much of attention. We are paying attention on Kalonzo. People have printed their t-shirts. They want to join and go with Azimio. Kalonzo is holding them ransom. Let him go. Let him look for more money. He has looked for more money for how many years? 69 years. Has he got enough? Tuambiane ukweli. Mimi, I don't hide. That's it. I was one of the few people who thought Kalonzo had a gist of salt, but Kalonzo has become saltless. So when salt becomes saltless, shut up, pack up, zip, go and have your votes. Let people have the votes. Let them count. This is not a matter of death. If Ruto wins the elections, is he going to kill everybody? If he wins the elections, is he going to work alone? If he tries to kill people, people also will be there. You know, it's not a matter of life and death that we should be held hostage. Kalonzo. Kalonzo is going in London to meet Dr. somebody. We know him. We know the money magnet. That's why Mudhama came up and said Kalonzo is coming to Azimio. Hii watu waoni, me I'm fed up. Miriam, change the topic. Sitaki kujua. Wanasema wanajua, wajui. And you tell me, what type of people are these? Unaambia watu, Kalonzo is wasting your time. He's looking for the highest bidder. Mudhama told you Kalonzo is moving towards Azimio, towards Kenya Kwanza. Didn't he say that, Miriam? That he has the highest confidence. He met Kalonzo. Mutula Kalonzo has been bidding on behalf of Kalonzo in Ruto's camp. Him and Senator Wambua. What will they do to us? Will they accuse all of us in court? I don't have any money to pay them. They can accuse me or take my blood. But the truth is that they eat with Sakaja, with Malala, with Ruto Aaron Cherot, and they eat with Murkomen. At night they are planning on how to destabilize Uhuru Kenyatta. Then they come and say, we shall not join. Please, go and meet your doctor somebody. That doctor you are meeting in London. Kwenda. This is stupidity kabisa. Sitaki hata kujua. I'm fed up. Hata hii kitu, Miriam, wacha nikuambie ukweli. It is reaching me here. Hii hapa. Inafikia hapa. Sababu tumeshazungumza mambo mengi ya Kalonzo. Kalonzo every day. Oh, Gideon Moi is talking to Kalonzo. Kalonzo aseme anataka pesa ngapi. Kama pesa za Ruto ziko mzuri, achukue. This is brokerage. I have told you I've introduced one word in Kenyan politics, like I introduced the one word of procurement of witnesses. Is Matsanga who brought the word procurement because of my Ugandan pronunciation. And they called me the name procurement. I am now introducing another word. This country is full of brokerage. Politics of brokerage. Everywhere there is brokerage. We are brokering the future of your country, of Africa and East Africa. Everything you want to negotiate, everything you want to write an MOU. Every Kenyan you meet, he wants to write an MOU. What? Where is the trust? Miriam niambie, where is the trust? Kalonzo writes MOUs at night. Then he comes to us to tell us when the MOU has refused to work. Is when Kalonzo says, I want Raila. I want to look with Raila. You saw him on the TV the other time. I want him to look at this section here. Stupid. Wacha hiyo maneno yake. Mwache. This is rubbish. Total rubbish. Whoever is entertaining this in Azimio is the one going to make us lose this election and hand it over to the thieves and hand it over to Gachagua and his man who is convicted of land, who took Muteshi's land and is convicted. He's not under chapter 6. Look at chapter 6. You have been convicted. Stand aside. You have been mentioned. Stand aside. Chapter 6 was created in summary. Lawyers will come here. Oh, proved. No. When the British people came here, they told us when you tell a simple lie, you step aside. The only thing they could not that we hide is when we commit adultery, we don't tell our wives. Or our wives don't tell our husbands. Yes, chapter 6 is simple of the Constitution. It is here. Step aside, clear your name, come back. This notion of the Chief Justice is correct. The Chief Justice is correct. You have gone to a nightclub and shot a person, injured him, he broke into pieces. Now come and say you're a leader with integrity. Stupid. Kwenda. Nyenye muache hiyo maneno. Nyenye, you call yourself, there is democracy. What type of democracy is this? You have taken 7.4 billion. You are being charged for 7.4 billion Kenya shillings, which you have taken hospital equipment in Nyeri, and even killed one of the governors, arranged an accident, removed his nuts from what? My friend Gakuru died because he was investigating the equipment in Nyeri hospitals, which had been taken. When we wanted to, a commission of inquiry, what is it called? The one that investigates death, coroner, coroner's, not corona, the disease. What is it called, that bench? The court that talks about investigation of the death of someone. You will find it out for me, Miriam. Is a coroner at the coroner's court. Yes. The two people, Kachagwa and the mayor of the governor of Nyeri, went and did what? You know what they did? They went and asked for this to be postponed. Until when? You know what? Until September. Because they knew September they will be in where will they be? They assume they will be in power. And therefore the coroner can be told, you know, the verdict was he died of an accident. So we lost that guy. We still have people. Now we have Kalonzo holding the whole nation at ransom. Miriam, I would not be a party to that stupidity. Chapter 6 of the Constitution, Section 23, is very clear. If you have conscience, why would, then Miriam, can I leave a question as I give way to Kiragu? Why did you then write a whole chapter on integrity in your Constitution? Then you fail to use the whole chapter and keep it quiet. You are supposed, once you are mentioned in something in Britain, you just step aside. Even when your car, let me tell you, Miriam, if you drive your car and you're a minister in Britain and you go near the Red District, Miriam, Red District and Kiragu, the panelists, the Red District is a place where women sell themselves. And nowadays men also, because they are both sex around there. So when you go there and your car is found there, Miriam, and the photographer, like a journalist, paparazzi, takes a picture of your car near that Red District, you resign. The Honorable Minister Mia, who was a big supporter of Chelsea Football Club, lost his job because his car got petrol, was finished. The journalists came and you know when God has arranged where you are going to die, Miriam, you want to know. The car is stalled near a Red District. So some girls were passing and standing near him, the minister. You know, here the ministers don't have bodyguards like our ministers here with 10 bodyguards, even 5, one guarding the wife, another one here. No, the man was driving himself home in Kensington, in a place called Kensington in London, southwest London. The car stalled near the Reddit Square district, where the white ladies stand there for money to pick one case. You go and have what you want to do. She comes back. They took a photograph and put it on the Sun newspaper. But in the morning, in the afternoon, the minister went to the microphone and said, I am sorry. And I'm sorry, but I want to explain to the country, my car stalled down. And you can check the mechanical points. The AA came in, the emergency for cars came in to repair, carry the car away. But the person had already done the damage, taken several photographs when Mira was talking to the ladies. And the ladies were not coming to steal Mira's money, but they were sympathizing with him. It was cold at night. He had just left Parliament. Miriam, the man lost his seat. But in Africa, you steal money over hospital equipment. You don't lose the seat at all. That's why you see Mr. Kalonzo takes the whole nation at ransom. He knows he has made the decision that he will stand as a president. He knows he fraudulently. Now what the Ruto people are doing, the Mudhamas and the Ruto, and with Chebukati, the biggest problem here, Miriam, with this election is Chebukati. Chebukati is doing a bidding for Ruto. If the Political Parties Act says don't be in two coalition, who is Chebukati to clear the person? You see how the IEBC, the other guy called Wesonga's friend, with a voice that is worse than Matsanga's. My voice is worse, but his is worse. It should not even appear on TV to explain anything. It's zero. That the CEO of the IEBC saying we shall clear him. Clear him when there is a provision that says you cannot be in two political coalitions. You can't belong to Azimio, then at the same time you are belonging to Oka One coalition. How? So who fraudulently took these papers of Kalonzo? When did Kalonzo know? How did Kalonzo convince the IEBC that I am going there, but I'm going to have a problem? How? So why is Wafula Chebukati bent on clearing Kalonzo? It's because he wants to make Ruto to win this election. Because he wants Kalonzo to stand. Then later on, bad blood between Kalonzo and Raila. Kalonzo will back them in the rerun. Miriam, I am backed by the fact that they have asked for extra money.
They actually have the extra money. They are ready.
They have asked for extra money for a rerun. This is money for even buying voters. I'm telling you. This is money going to be lent out. If you go to the account, nobody is going to account now because everybody is in election. How do you give them money? They have done. How did they know that there will be a rerun? They have already planned this thing. Me, I told you, I am a Paul preaching to the Jews. I am a Gentile. I submit.
Okay. Gladwell, a lot of issues, and of course the chapter 6 of leadership and integrity. But before that, I'd like to get your thoughts on Kalonzo Musyoka and his, leaving Azimio. Of course, has put 543 aspirants at jeopardy. They had already printed their campaign merchandise using Azimio symbols, logos, and colors, while others had even erected billboards that we've been seeing across the country. So what must they do now?
Miriam, to be honest, this Kalonzo issue is now becoming a little bit nasty, and it's actually Sorry to say so, but even the newspaper every time capturing Kalonzo, I think they should find now something better to capture other than him. Because Kalonzo, I saw somebody now in the morning describing him as a nutritious watermelon, because that is what he has turned to be. I mean, he has captured everybody's mind currently. That means he's so nutritious. Somebody who manages to capture all of you people's mind, and you have to think that he's of so much importance. If Kalonzo decides to leave Azimio, and actually he decided to let him leave. And as you can see, Mother Karua is doing a good job. Raila is also doing a good job with the mobilization of the people. So at what point, what will Kalonzo do when he gets back to Azimio? It is just zero. The people who had prepared the merchandise, can't also they go ahead without Kalonzo? Must he be there for them to go ahead? Because let me talk of somebody like Galgalo. He's going in for the Nairobi Senator using the Wiper ticket. Does that mean that he now will step down? He won't vie for the Senate because Kalonzo is not part of the Azimio any longer, and because he's got his merchandise, his t-shirts printed. Well, that means that he will burn them down or sell them out, and nobody can actually buy them. So that means they dispose. Can these politicians now stop being stupid? Can they just move on? Kalonzo holds actually of what we've seen. He's of no importance. Let him leave. Let us leave him for the decision he makes after elections. I hope he won't regret it. And as we saw him grazing the cows, let him now be ready to start doing so. Because if the Azimio wins, then Kalonzo is done. I believe when you are given a second or third chance and then you fail it down, how do you expect the same people to trust him? Again, if Raila decides to trust him again, Raila will also be doing injustice to these Kenyans, and I'm glad Mother Karua won't allow that again. He was given a chance as a CS, he declined it, and he walked out. So I think let him leave, let him even, the CS position cannot be given to somebody who is willing to work. As for Kalonzo, let him just go to wherever he wants.
Right. Thank you. So let's just leave that matter there. And of course, Doc has already started the conversation on the main topic that we're having this morning on leadership and integrity. And that is in Chapter 6 of Kenya's Constitution and Article 73 on responsibility of leadership. Let me just, in a nutshell, just read a few things from this article, subsection 1. Say an authority assigned to a state officer A is a public trust to be exercised in a manner that 1 is consistent with the purposes and objects of this constitution, demonstrates respect for the people, brings honor to the nation and dignity to the office, and promotes public confidence in the integrity of the office, and vests in the state officer the responsibility to serve the people rather than the power to rule them. That is what the Constitution mandates any person in a public office. And then subsection 2, the guiding principles of leadership and integrity include A, selection on the basis of personal integrity, competence and suitability, or election in free and fair elections. B, objectivity and impartiality in decision making and in ensuring that decisions are not influenced by nepotism, favoritism, or other improper motives or corrupt practices. And then C, selfless service based solely on the public interest demonstrated by 1, honesty in the execution of public duties, and 2, the declaration of any personal interest that may conflict with public duties. And then D, accountability to the public for the decisions and actions, and discipline and commitment in service to the people. Like, this is what is required of anybody holding public office. But as it is today, Doc, that is really not the case.
Is it my turn to speak?
Yes. We are back on the main topic now.
Yes, honestly, let's speak words. I hope you have a pen there. I don't have space for writing here where I am in this new place. The word honesty, honor, respect, confidence, public confidence, responsibility. You see, suitability, personal interest. I am ending there. And accountability to the public. That is chapter 6 of the Kenyan Constitution. Tell me whether Bob Owino fits this.
He does not.
Yeah, tell me whether Kachagwa fits in any of this. Personal responsibility, personal commitment, discipline, personal interest. You have personal interest in machines, hospital machines. You have globalized them. You have personal public interest. You have 200 million Kenya shillings found in an account that you cannot say where you got it, but you accept personally that yes, that money was on account. What do? You step aside. The words here, all these words come to one word. The words honesty, the words public interest, the words personal, the words that come here, accountability, the words of honor, the words of respect. Miriam, they are contained in chapter 6, Article 73, responsibilities of leadership. They come and zero to one word, and that one word is called personal integrity. That is what the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya was meant. Personal, the key word there is 2A. Personal integrity, competence, stability. Personal integrity. Are you suitable to be elected or to be in an election which is free and fair?
Doc, allow me to interject, but still in that line of thought in chapter 6. Now, very interestingly, when you move to Article 75 of the same chapter, chapter 6, the conduct of the state officers, I'll just go to baby subsection 3. And a person who has been dismissed, otherwise removed from office for contravention, like the way perhaps Mike Sonko was removed, for contravention of the provisions specified in Clause 2, is disqualified from holding any other state office. So if you've been found guilty of contravening these parts of this chapter, so you cannot any other time hold a public office. Like say, the way Waluke was found to be guilty, he's not supposed to be holding. He's not even supposed to be in office right now. You're not supposed to.
Yeah. That's true. One part of chapter 6 or 73 deals with personal integrity. Miriam, be careful. What does this boil to? If I'm found running as a night runner, a wizard, naked, and the people of the village arrest me, and I'm the chief of the village, what do I do? Miriam, what do I do? Do I continue to hold the post as a chief of the village when I'm a night dancer? All of you know in the villages there are night dancers, those people who make us run in the village when we have gone for holiday. Then everybody runs in the banana plantation, thinking this is going to catch you. If I'm found out, they catch you, and they show the light that, Kumbe youth is Dr. Matanga, who has been our village night dancer. Do I hold that office in the village? No. If an elder in a clan in rural land misbehaves, goes or is allegedly to have defiled younger girls in rural land or in Kikuyu land, that elder is removed from the list of elders, isn't it? So chapter 73 is an integrity, personal integrity in 73. Then it comes to 75, which challenges you that finally, after you have stepped aside, chapter 73 says, should one of those things land on you? That is the silent message for chapter 73. That should one of these things come to you and they say, allegedly, what you do is say, okay, thank you. You have alleged that this money was not mine. I'm going to court to pursue justice and prove to the world that this money is mine. So I've stepped aside to allow investigations to take place. Quietly, the Constitution. That's why this Constitution of yours of Kenya, you need to come back and do the real English. Insert the real English medium. I'm not saying it is not English, but there is real English of saying, this is what we want in the Constitution. This is what we want to happen in X. This is what we want to happen in Y. This is what we want to happen in here. Not to say, to assume that constitutions are supposed to be clear cut. And therefore, as you see 73, quietly tells you that Allah, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua, you have been a very good loud mouth for Azimio, for Kenya Kwanza. But please, you sort this problem, then later on, even they can make changes, and then you come back as a minister. In Japan, Miriam, chapter 6 to them, you know the final destiny for chapter 6 in Japan is a sword. In China, Miriam, are bullets, copper bullets. In Malaysia, is poison, suicide. Singapore, Indonesia, you cut yourself before they cut you publicly. And those tiger countries are they not the ones we look at? The tigers of the Southeast, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and the others, China. We borrow now from that side. Have you ever heard of Malaysia having a problem? The turmoil is everywhere. But have you ever heard of Malaysia having a problem, or Singapore? They need their money and change their community. People are always quiet. They solve the problem. They say you are corrupt, you will not stand. Please, you will not. But now here, even the corrupt people are coming to us and arguing like coming, and it has become like a fun. You know, Miriam, I told you, my dear sister, there is no election here. Are you seeing the same as I'm seeing? Just as we shall see at 12. A badly arranged election. Back to you, Miriam. Kiragu can also contribute.
Kiragu, go ahead.
Miriam, before I go further, I want to tell you that there are seven magnificent aspects of integrity. And one, honesty, that will be the first one. 2, we have respect. 3 is generating trust. 4 is pride. 5, responsibility. 6, keeping promises. And 7, helping others. I want to just look at you, the pride and responsibility. You know, as a leader, when you get elected to that office, for example, if you're an MP or a governor, that means the county, that is your responsibility. And that's why we are finding that so many counties actually are complaining because of bad governance, poor roads. For example, the Nyandarua. Another thing is pride, and I want to categorically look at one UDA Seko. She's a woman, for your information, Miriam. Anna Moratha. There was a clip that was circulating a while back ago. Yes, it was an old clip that happened last year. But if you saw the clip, she was throwing the cakes to the people like she was throwing grains to the chickens, and the people were scrambling for that cake. Pride in her. And that woman is going for women rep in Kiambu County. So you can imagine if she gets into the position, the kind of leaders we're electing. Somebody else is the likes of Babu Owino. Babu Owino shot DJ Evolve in a nightclub, and he ruined that guy's life till to date. That is the leader we are having. Somebody else is Waitito, the Kiambu, the former governor Waitito. We can also see that he was also kicked off of the position because of the greed for power with his brother Mike Sonko. So what I'm trying to say is that most of these leaders in Kenya, they lack integrity. They don't have even the respect. We can see somebody like Mike Sonko with some of the things that he does, being that he was also a former governor. We can also see that also another thing we have an issue is keeping promises. Miriam, currently we are in the election mode, and every leader currently has listened to them speak. Everybody's keeping promises of when they get in the position, I will do this, I will do this, I will do this. Let them go back to that position. Somebody, for a good example, is Wamatangi. Wamatangi, Miriam, I'm shocked that he's leading in the Kiambu governor. That guy vanished immediately, was elected as senator. Now he's back. He has done nothing, and if he has done, and let somebody point that he has done 1, 2, 3. Personally, what I know is that he just buys water tanks. That is what in brands is merchandise, the vehicles of Matangi Foundation. That is what he just does. So that these are the kind of leaders we have in the offices, who don't keep promises, who don't know their responsibility. Generating trust is an issue, the pride in them, respect, the honesty, and the helping others. These leaders, they won't help you, Miriam. Currently, they are doing everything possible for them to get the position. After that, it's you and you alone.
Yes, and I think a lot of what you've referred to, and you're right, Gladwell, the Article 73 that we've talked about, one of the key, lines there is a public trust to be exercised in a manner that demonstrates respect for the people. So that is a requirement. A leader must demonstrate respect to the people of Kenya. And a lot of times you see even the squabbles, you see the back and forth and the words sometimes being used by certain leaders towards the people of Kenya. The Constitution is against that. So whatever you say and whatever you do in public especially must demonstrate the respect to the people, for the people of Kenya, which a lot of times, like you've said, that lady who was throwing cake to the people in Kiambu. I don't know how long ago that video was, but it did not augur well with Kenyans.
It is just one month ago, Miriam.
It's just recently, yeah, and that is the Constitution is against that. That you're not honoring, you're not showing respect, demonstrating respect to the people of Kenya, and that is the Constitution does not allow that. So somebody could actually be challenged on that alone, which I think a lot of these leaders will fail that if you were to, in totality, look at and judge them by what Chapter 6 of Leadership and Integrity entails.
So, Miriam, in a final analysis, the point is the Chief Justice is correct. If you have problems of integrity, just don't disturb the taxpayer. Don't waste our time. Just say, let me bring the case quickly. We messed up this issue. We have messed up the laws. We have governed ourselves upside down. Kenya is not Somalia, where cars are driven on the wrong side of the road. Kenya is a country that observes that a model of Africa for people in Africa to know that this is where I'm going is Nairobi. Nairobi is not Mogadishu. Even in Mogadishu, people have started driving cars in a right direction. A state where people used not to know where it is right and left. But why is it that we find ourselves in this conundrum? Why is it that we find ourselves year in, year out? We have no people who can speak out like Matanga. We have people who hide. When you speak out, they bring you all the names. For me, as I've said, I am Paul preaching to the Jews. I'm a Gentile. I can't speak more than that. Look at the integrity of Kalonzo. What is he doing in London when people have made their little sacrifice of money? People have made their money. They have gone and worked out, sold it. Some of these candidates, Miriam, they have sold their piece of land where the house is in order to go to Parliament. And they have made posters. They don't know what to do with them. Look at the deputy governor of Nairobi. Unfortunately, his name appeared on the list.
But he said he will not change. He said despite of what Kalonzo is doing, he's still in Azimio. So maybe a lot of them will take that position.
He will take the position. And that is okay. But now his name also was knocked in the list. That's where the double end jeopardy, double end injury. Mama, and you people, ladies, let's start talking the truth. The problem here is someone says Mr. Ruto is very clean. But Ruto has got a conviction. He stole somebody's land. He occupied it. He was fined by the court, which the value is equivalent more than 2 years, 2 years in jail. And then you work 1 year, Miriam. Is there something breaking news? Yes. Is there anything new?
No, I've not received any breaking news unless I check.
Because I thought when you are looking, when I see you look the other side, maybe something has come up which adds to what. So Miriam, in a nutshell, my dear panelists, the point is here. Ruto has committed all the people mentioned yesterday are an example of the high echelon that have committed crimes that remove integrity from each person. So the best thing they would do is to step aside. That's all I'm saying. Thank you very much. And we see each other at the top of the hour. Again, it's already the top of the hour. When we cross over to CAS TV, our sister company, our sister organization we work with for in the news happening, the political happenings of the week. Then we return at 12 o'clock for the editor's memo, where we shall look at Miriam, the Kenyan elections. Are we? Someone has already got the money for a rerun.
Well, it's better to be prepared, just in case.
So you decide you side with him. Okay, fine.
No, it's better to be prepared. The money is there, so just in case, I hope we don't get to do that, because I think the country needs that money for other things. But just in case that is the case, then Chebukati will not be losing his sleep. He has the money to do it.
Okay, thank you very much, Miriam. God bless you. See you. Thank you very much, Gladwell. I read about your plight on your phone. We are sorry. We apologize. Somebody took her phone, but you can see they even took money from you. That is the integrity we are talking about. They went and fleeced you. Gladwell, I just wanted. Yes, you are fleeced 60,000 bob after stealing your phone. So isn't this the inside work of Safaricom themselves?
Yes, it is, and I can actually see that so many people are complaining. You know, I actually blocked the line, and when I got another one yesterday, no M-Pesa money fully are done.
Take it up with them. Thank you very much. And we see you later at 12. But meanwhile, enjoy and listen to what the CAS TV is bringing, political happenings. Believe me, Miriam is going to be fireworks on the other side right now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for watching. We see you at 12. Bye-bye for now.